on, guys? BalorFan85, Wayne, whatever you want to call me, I'm back here with the lovely Miss BalorFan85, and we have a little bit of a video we want to do for you. First off, how you been? Been a little while, especially since both of us were on the camera together. The last time I think we had a pretty good surprise, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I remember.
So now we have another surprise, and don't worry, everything's good so far. This surprise has, is not baby related, although we're not far, and we cannot wait to welcome our little girl into this world.
Next month.
Next month. Next month. So let's go ahead and get started here. Most of you guys in the belt hobbies and the belt groups know that you have makers, people that make belts, reach out all the time. Every type of maker you can ask for. Now, the best thing to do is ask people who their opinion is as to who can be trusted, who can't, before you take chances. Fortunately, we're in a spot where we actually could take a chance, and we're strictly for the most part Mayan guys, and I know Kevin's got a maker that he's working with, but we particularly been Mayan guys, or Mayan, maybe the first family of Mayan, I don't know, depending on what he wants to call us. But we decided to give another maker a chance. This guy reached out and reached out and reached out, and finally decided to give him a chance. He gave me a pretty good deal on a few things. The one thing we wanted was a particular mini belt, because we have a ton of mini belts. You want to go ahead and let them know kind of what mini belts you were looking for?
Well, just that one particular.
Just the one particular?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this guy offered, we saw pictures, and like I said, he gave us a good price. So with that being said, the first thing, we ordered 2 mini belts and then just a regular belt. I'm not going to tell you what I thought of the maker right now. I just want to go ahead and get into exactly what we got. The first thing that we got, and this was number 1 on our list, was the AEW Mini belt. Now, I'm not going to lie. I love the fact that we have an AEW Mini belt now. I really hope that AEW, first off, makes a replica belt and also makes a mini belt, because, we are mini belt enthusiasts. Now, first things first, it's about the length of a mini belt, a standard WWE shop mini belt. As a matter of fact, we have one right here for comparison. If you look, you want to hold this one on the bottom. This is about the size, and hopefully I've got some B-roll showing you a little bit more. As far as quality, so this is an actual leather strap, which I'm really digging. If you look, it has a backing over the screws, so the screws don't come out, which I'm really enjoying. There is a difference as far as the snap count. Your standard WWE shop snap counts are 2x3s. This one is a 2x2. Those are the pros. It weighs literally about as much as a mini belt, and also it's an AEW mini belt. And again, we've been dying to have this. So the cons, or do you have any pros first?
Well, finally got the AEW Mini.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, okay.
I think that's about as far as I can think of right now.
Okay, so when we open this up, and by the way, this maker, I'll provide the name of the maker at the end of it, and we'll tell you exactly what we thought of them. When you open it up, what was your first thought when you pulled it out? And by the way, these came in zippered bags.
That actually surprised me.
Yeah, they came in zippered bags, and it was kind of like a WWE shop zippered bag. Unzip it, pull it out. What did you think of upon first look?
Well, I mean, the plates look pretty good. They, it's looks just like the AEW from afar. Yeah.
And again, when you first look at it, I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing. I really think it's beautiful. He's got some gems that he's kind of put all the way around it in the spot where the jewels go. We did find a couple of areas where this guy got lazy, and That'll happen with some makers, especially trying to make their way into the world.
Yeah, I'm not good at hiding that because I'm trying. I'm trying to be.
This is your orange swoosh, like Kevin has.
This, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the belt I was only wanting to get, and to look at it, and
Yeah.
it
So
kind of broke my heart a little bit.
yeah. So when we got our Mayan AEW title, we were really happy with that, right?
Oh yeah.
Beautiful
Oh, yeah.
belt, just sparkle everywhere. When we pulled this out, we were happy, but we were nowhere near as happy as we were with a Mayan. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping Mayan starts mini belts, and I think they will soon. But he did get lazy, so we're going to go ahead and start over here. If you look on the male snap side, you know there's a little bit of a white tarnish.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Actually, it's not too bad. Maybe a little bit of dust.
I didn't notice it at first, but when you were holding it, I started seeing it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of dust. And those look relatively in line. They look relatively uniform. So we're going to come over to the tools, the clamshell tooling, which I really enjoy the clamshell tooling.
Yeah, that was good.
And you have your side plates, your AEW side plates on the left side. And they don't look bad. You know, the globes look good. There's a little bit, yeah, the AEW is legible.
All the stones are there.
Yeah, all the stones are there. Everything's looking good. We come over to the main plate. And I you know what? I'm not going to lie. I really like it.
There is a missing stone.
Well, there's a missing stone, but these are really small. And the greatest thing about this maker is he put a pack of stones on the back of the strap. So we can take a little glue, put it down there, in there, and we're fine. But the AEW Championship, everything looks good. It's a mini belt, so it's not going to have a place for the nameplate, which I'm completely fine with. The problem that we have when we come over to the right side plates, if you'll look, he got a little bit lazy, and if you look at the AEW logos, they get just, you can't tell. All you see is silver, gold, and silver. You can barely tell it's an AEW. If you look down at the bottom globe, it's kind of one big, I don't know what kind of continent that is, but yeah, that's a big piece of the globe. So we're going to come over here to the female snaps, and if you look at the female snaps are off a little bit. I did test the snaps. They do snap together. So that, I mean, that's good, but it's just, if you have OCD, you're going to have a little bit of a problem. So we're going to flip back over to the back, and again, one thing we've never had with a mini belt is like a real leather strap with an actual backing. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, as I do that, was that I think a stone may have just came out in my hand, I'm not sure.
I think it's texture. I thought I saw it on your...
Okay, maybe it didn't, I'm not sure, but it felt like a stone came out. I don't see one, so we may be good. But anyways, going back to the back, we actually have a real leather strap with a real leather backing, which I'm really enjoying. I really think it's nice. So again, you know, coming back to what we have the Winged Eagle, and you can kind of see the difference in here. I'm going to bring out the Smoking Skull. That's one of the bigger mini belts, and you can tell the difference right here. So that's kind of what we got going for him. As far as a mini belt, you know what? I'll give the guy a solid 6 out of 10 as far as the mini belts. Would you go a little higher, lower, or, you know, because...
I'd say a 4.
Okay, a 4, 4, 6. We're around average. One's a little higher than average, one's a little lower than average. So I don't really have anything real bad to say about this. You know, I'm not sure of his exact price point because, you know, I think he was really desperate to try to get me to buy this, and he may catch you and he may really want to sell something. So, again, at the end, I'll put the guy's name down there if you want to reach him. So this isn't the only thing. This is probably the real, this was our main event as far as what we wanted to buy. And this was the AEW Mini. So, we did get another Mini. And this was kind of something, I'd seen a lot of people buying this this belt for some reason. Kevin's got one, and I got a couple other friends that got one. So I wanted to kind of get a Mini. This is actually for a friend of ours. I'm going to be sending it off. But I kind of fell in love with the pink WWF Women's title. So the big flaw right off the bat is the pink color. As you know,
The Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, Victoria calls it Pepto-Bismol. So the actual WWF women's title, this women's title, was a very light pink, almost a whitish pink or a pinkish white, whichever. But as far as the mini goes, I really, really like this mini. I think more than anything that we've ordered from this maker. Aside from the color, the only other flaw that I see that I'm not really a huge fan of is the 1x2 snaps on each side. So going from left to right, from male to female snaps, you have these nice, pretty gold male snaps, and they look like they're relatively, in place. We're going to come over to your flag plates. The painting looks good. Everything looks relatively good on it. Clamshell tooling all the way around. Again, whether or not I want accuracy, I'm not a huge hater of this pink. Victoria's not a huge fan of it, and I don't really mind it. But it's not bad. So coming over to the main plate.
That would be your mini.
Yeah. So,
out of the collection, that would be your mini.
Yeah. So coming over to the main plate, I'm not going to lie, I'm really digging the main plate. I always did kind of like this belt. Growing up, it didn't last very long, and of course, this is the famous belt that was thrown in the trash on WCW Money Nitro by Medusa. So, it does have some significance to it. So we're looking at the main plate right now, the Women's Wrestling Champion with the WWF logo. By the way, this is our first WWF logo belt. We've always had WWE or NWA or anything. We've never had a WWF belt. So coming over here to the other side plates, again, not much to it. You got the red, white, and blue minus the stars on the stars and stripes. Would like to see that, but that's fine. Coming over here to the female snaps, relatively, again, I'm not a huge fan of the 1x2 snaps. So we're going to come over to the back, and again, you have that really nice back into it, where the screws aren't going to come out. Everything looks nice and uniform. I don't really have a problem with this mini belt at all. You got any thing you want to say about this one?
Well, you already know I don't like the pink.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think the gold and everything, it's not as tarnished or anything like that. So it was actually good quality on that.
Yeah. So this was the first strike one with the maker. This person quoted, I think, 2 weeks for these mini, or I'm sorry, he quoted 10 days for these minis, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, he offered to make me a bigger belt. Already passed the deadline by a week and a half, I think it was. So I told him, listen, I worked out a deal for the next belt I'm going to show you, and I said, you know what, just ship the minis with them. This belt, this mini in particular, the pictures he sent me, the pink strap was the actual right color for the mini. As a matter of fact, before he sent this belt, he sent me pictures of the completed process, and again, it was a lighter pink. So he kind of burned me on that, and I did tell him about that. And again, if we kind of did this to take a chance, we didn't spend a terrible lot of money, so it didn't really hurt us. And I just want you guys to be wary of some of the makers. Make sure you know who you can trust, who you can't trust. And if you don't know who you can trust and you can't trust, look for us in Wrestling Review Society, of course. Go to Wrestling Memorabilia Club. Go to Brothers of the Belt. Go to Europe's Home of Wrestling Belts. Go to Mayan Belts. Go to TNT Belt Trading. Just find all the belt groups you can and join them. If you're not a member of any groups now, go and join them. And these people will be more than happy. We'll especially be able to help you out and put you in the direction of a good maker. So this is the WWF Pink Women's title, and again, this is actually going to a friend of ours. So,
did you want to compare the two right there?
Yeah, okay. I forgot about that. So let's go into it. Here's a comparison of this belt as opposed to an actual WWE shop belt. So if you look, he's got the size. The size is a little bit smaller than a WWE shop belt, but you know what? I'm actually fine with it because if you didn't have something to compare it to, it's not really that big of a deal, to be honest. The only thing that I'm not a fan of, and again, it's because we have so many WWE shop belts, is I'd much rather have the 2x3 snap boxes, or the snaps on each side. So I'm not a huge fan of this. This kind of reminds me of our micro belts.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I can deal with it. That's just a nitpick on my part. If these minis look great to you, hit me up and I'll put you in contact with the person. As far as I'm concerned, it's a relatively cheap price. Just make sure you stay on top of this guy and see if he does good for you. So the minis, he didn't do a terrible job on it. We're getting into a belt now that again, these are nitpick things, but it kind of irked me a little bit. So without further ado, we just showed you the pink mini WWF title. The next thing we ordered was the actual, or not the actual, but the WWF pink women's title full size belt. And when I say full size, this thing is full size. I asked him from the get-go. So we all know that in the wrestling world, you have men's titles and females titles. The females titles are going to be a little bit smaller. Mm-hmm. So this title should be smaller. And I asked him that. When I ordered this belt, I asked him, is it going to be a female size title? Now let me show you, just for reference, a female size title. So this is the Raw Women's title. It's going to be a lot shorter than your men's titles. The plates are going to be a little bit smaller. Side plates are going to be smaller. A women's title in general, we have 3 of them, and all of them are very small, made for a female. Now when you look at this, can you hold the...
Okay.
Okay.
Got that one. Got it.
Okay. So this is a big difference. Oh, sorry, you can come back down.
I'm trying not to smack you with it.
Oh, if you smack me, that'll be fun. Bring it back down.
It won't be a problem.
Okay. So if you'll look, and I've got some B-roll going right now. This belt is going to be much bigger. It's several inches longer than the actual women's title. This is made more as a men's title. If you look right here, just how far past it goes on this. To some people, that's not a lot. But so this is the women's title. This just happens to be a men's title I have, just to kind of give you a comparison. So this is actually almost as long as my WWE US title.
It's off by about that much.
Yeah, the plates are just as big. The strap is even a little bit bigger. Let's pull it up right here and let you see just the difference in how it is. I mean, these are about the same size plates and the same size belts.
I'm going to take this down.
So when it comes to the female title, that was a strike. The other strike is pretty obvious, and that's the color of the strap. He made the same. It's not quite as hot pink as the female mini belt. So this one I knew was this color whenever he sent me the pictures, and I told him, yeah, it's a little thicker, or a little darker. Hotter.
Yeah.
I did see this whenever he sent me the pics, and I knew this was going to be a darker pink, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. It didn't bother me that much, but I did tell him, listen, if you're going to do this again, please make sure you make a lighter pink.
Especially this time.
Yeah, some people that matters. So I did try to tell him to make a lighter pink for the next ones. The biggest problem I have with this belt, and I'm going to go from male snaps to female snaps. So on the male snaps, you have a 2x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2x8 snap box. Now the female or the male snaps and the snap box, I am digging the snap box. The pink and the tooling work perfectly on this belt. I really enjoy that nugget texturing in the snap box. Best thing I can say about it is as far as that. We're going to come over, and if you look, just some of the straps, looks like some of the paint is fading out or cracking in an area. Just kind of shoddy craftsmanship. So we're going to come over to the first side plate with the Canadian flag, and I want to show you guys just the discoloration around the Canadian flag, up under the Canadian flag, and around some of the other areas. Now, this was a big problem for me because I do like at least some sort of cleanliness. I realize some belts are going to have flaws, but this guy promised me that his quality was 100% immaculate. He would do everything he could to make sure this belt was perfect. So I sent him a picture of this, and I told him, and his response was, hopefully you buy another one, and I'll make it 100%. And I'll be honest, that does not cut it. You don't offer 100% and then
The second time.
yeah, give me lesser quality and then offer it better next time. I don't know about you guys, but it's not going to make me want to buy another belt from you. So, going from that side plate to the main plate. So, again, you have the same problem in some of these areas. You have some tarnishment around the globe, just mainly around the globe. The main plate doesn't look bad. I'm not going to lie. It's 4mm zinc. This belt is 4mm zinc. You have the kind of lighter nugget texturing all the way around the main plate. I really do like the belt. It's not that bad. The problem I have mainly is the tarnishment and the discoloration. Yeah, so the main plate, again, this is the first WWF logoed belt we have, and it's really not bad. So
this is actually a heavy belt.
yeah, it's a really heavy belt. Whenever I put out our Zack Ryder Internet title, I was surprised at how heavy the main plate was for a belt like that. This same thing goes with this. I pulled this belt out, and the main plate is unbelievably heavy. This belt probably clocks in at about 5.5 pounds, 6 pounds, somewhere around there. Most of your weight is coming from this main plate. Mm-hmm. So again, you just got some discoloration in the belt, just kind of around. The main plate I don't really have as much of a problem with. There's only a few areas, or a couple of small areas with that. Coming over here to the US main plate, at least we do have some stars, or what look like stars.
And more tarnished.
They're actually a little dark, or little dots. Again, you have more discoloration. And one of the reasons that this maker said there was discoloration was, it was, he called it moisture season in his area of Pakistan, which is fine. I understand things happen, but if you're going to make belts, and this goes with any maker, if you're going to make belts and you don't think you can do it in a certain season, I know you got to make money, but if you provide crappy products, people aren't going to buy anyways.
I can at least say that I have seen some that are scratched up when they come to you. This, I don't really see a lot of scratches.
Yeah, not really a lot of scratches. I see some down here, but it's not terrible. I'll give them that.
Some really scratched up.
You actually sound like you're coming around more than I thought you would as far as this belt goes. Are you going to claim it now, or is it still mine?
No, it's still your belt.
Still mine. Okay. Again, I'm sorry?
I was just thinking, you got the pink belt in this room.
You know what? I don't. Real men rock pink.
In fact, the other one's yours is pink.
Yeah, well, the NXT Women's title, the Page version, I think that's a beautiful belt. Okay, shoot me. At least, hold on. At least I don't have two upside down Undertaker signed belts. Got it.
I was about to say I have the most colorful belt over there, which is
the New Day belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to get you. So coming over here to the female snaps. Again, I don't know about you, Victoria, but I'm really digging the snap boxes that this guy does. If this guy doesn't do anything else, he can, and this looks like it's a stamp. I don't think this isn't all hand done. This looks like one big stamp, but it's a beautiful.
And the clam tooling ain't bad.
Yeah, it goes perfectly with this pink. Now, he did ask if I wanted a full tip, a half tip, or anything. I'm going to go ahead and be honest. Go with a full tip, especially if you don't know this maker. And I'm not going to lie, this is a big, massive tip. It is scratched up a little bit on the back, which is not that big of a deal. Again, when it comes to small surface abrasions and scratches, I'm fine because that comes with the territory. Mm-hmm. But some of this discoloration and tarnishment is driving me nuts. The fact that this is way bigger than it should be drives me nuts.
And the weight of the plate's already digging in.
Yeah, I mean, that's both a good thing and a bad thing. It's got a pretty good curve to it, but
yeah, that's got a good curve.
Yeah, but all in all, I'll probably give this one, like Victoria did with the other one, I'll probably give this one a 4 out of 10. It leaves a lot of room for improvement. Whether I'll work with this maker again or not, whether I order another belt from him, that remains to be seen. I told him that if he ever thinks he's got a good season where he can make a good quality belt, please hit me up. I don't mind giving somebody a second chance. This is not one of your eBay 2mm, very, very terrible replicas.
That's about what I was thinking earlier about the whole scratched up.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Cardboard.
You scale this thing down, and I think you've got a good build. You lighten the pink up a little bit. You make sure you don't have any tarnishment or anything. I see some. I actually see.
And the length.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, scale it down. I see a lot of room for improvement, and maybe I'll give this guy a shot again. I'm not sure. Whether or not you do, that is completely up to you. Like I said, as far as mini belts go, I'm actually pretty impressed with this guy's mini belts, considering these are the first unofficial mini belts we've ever ordered. Mm-hmm. I think we did good, especially, we have, this is the one thing you've wanted since day one was an AEW mini belt. Mm-hmm. And we actually have one. Now, if a better version comes along, we'll jump on it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be more than happy to get it. But I don't mind putting this in our AEW collection, right next to the AEW title and right next to the toy belt and the figures. So, you know what? That's not bad. This one, I hope my buddy really enjoys it. I think it's a really, really fun belt. And I don't mind the hot pinkness to it. So, all in all, the maker, he's below average. He's below average. I think the AEW title, I actually think the WWF Women's Mini was the best one out of the bunch. Mm-hmm. I didn't really have a lot to complain about with it. AEW title was second, and this one right here, again, scale it down. Make sure, if you send something, make sure it doesn't have all this tarnishment, it doesn't have all this discoloration. And I think you've got something going, because this main plate is a beast. 4mm zinc, heavy as I'll get out. I'm really not that upset with it as far as, this as opposed to 2 days ago when I opened it. So with that being said, do you have anything else you want to say about these new toys that we have?
Well, I mean, it's good to give chances every now and then, and, we have to learn from them, and, it's still a part of the collection, so
yeah,
it's still growing.
Yeah, by the way, some people, I posted this in our group, and some people asked me what I was going to do with this belt. We don't sell, for the most part. We do have one extra Undertaker belt that we will sell at some point in time because, it's our very first investment.
With my upside-down signature.
Yeah. So, this is going to stay in the collection. It's not hurting anything sticking around in here. It's not a huge eyesore. I actually don't mind it. Again, unless we get a gift for somebody, everything stays in here. So with that being said, I think we've covered everything that we have to cover. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Well, I think that wraps it up, really.
Okay. So with that being said, really nice being back and catching up with you guys. I hope you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you guys like this video if you haven't already. And I hope you guys enjoy this video if you haven't already. That's pretty much all I got.
We do have another video coming up, though.
We do have some more videos. Which one are you talking about? Oh yeah, we do have some stuff right over here in our Undertaker section that we hope to show off. Well, they're not going to remember it from this time to the next video. So hopefully you guys will stick around for that. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, we will catch you guys down the road.